Всем привет, меня зовут Ярослав, и мы продолжаем видео прохождения Mass Effect. Итак, сейчас, наверное, я хотел бы помочь Джейкобу. Да, Джейкобу. Посмотрим, что там у него. У него проблема такая, что у него пропал отец, и вдруг через 10 лет почему-то пошел сигнал СОС с корабля его отца, которые не знали, где находится, ну что-то в этом роде. Вот она. Приземление. Такие вот дела, ребята. Блин, начинаю играть в Mass Effect, у меня, блин, начинает лицо чесаться. Кошмар. Так, Джейкоб и Гарус. Я Гаруса больше люблю. Отрицать не встану. Так, не буду зацикливаться, автораспределение пусть будет на нем. Так, у меня тречка, да? Воспламенение нафиг надо, тактическая маскировка нафиг надо, дезинтегрирующие патроны. Дезинтегрирующие, думаю, мне еще пригодятся. Они пробивают щиты хорошо. Такие вот дела. Все. Так, теперь давайте к Гарусу. Посмотрим, у него гадюка. Пойдет. Палач, правильно. Дробовик Ятаган. Мне не нравится. Плазменный дробовик Гетов. Давайте возьмем его. Поехали. Так, мы на красивой планете. NS-1. Зарядили наши патроны обмораживающими. Столько лет. Опять. Жуть. Похоже, с корабля сняли все послали. Хотели связь. Включенный маяк.
From the look of it, this beacon's been here a while. Why would they wait years to signal?
Pause in beacon protocol. 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours. Pause is recorded as record deleted.
That's not right. My father was first officer.
Ronald Taylor was promoted under emergency command protocols. Other flagged issues: unsafe deceleration, local food and neural decay, beacon activation protocols.
Why wasn't the beacon activated before now?
This emergency beacon became functional after 358 days, 12 hours. Following the unscheduled suborbital descent of the Hugo Gernsback, activation was triggered remotely after 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours, on the authority of Acting Captain Ron. Pause in beacon protocol is recorded as record deleted.
Come on, let's get going.
Let's check the ship. My father had the beacon for almost 9 years. Maybe that neural decay affected it.
It must have after so long.
Привет.
Came from the sky? The leader said someone would come. He delayed for so long, but he still has power. Some have lost faith. The hunters. They will have seen your star. They will not let you help him.
Who are you? What was your rank on the Gernsback?
I can't think. The leader thinks for us and we serve. So we can go home. He exiled them. So they hunt his machines and those who help him. They don't believe that rescue will.
Watch out.
Hunters, they won't stop until the leader is dead.
Так, ну девочку мы спасли.
Agents of the liar. He will not escape.
Вы шутите? О, чё такое? Чё вправду меня прибьют? Отлично.
They didn't have neural decay. They were insane.
My father wouldn't let this go on. Something is very wrong.
Зайкин, ты куда делась?
You killed them, but there are more every day. They want to fight. But
Ясно.
She's lost. We need to find someone who can make sense of this.
Робот без обшивки. Где? Вот.
Strip for parts. Tech's wearing out. Those hunters must be laying on the pressure. Is that a settlement? They better be friendlier than the beach group. I need answers.
They're from the same group as the ones that attacked us, but these are docile.
There aren't any men here. Maybe it affects genders differently. Makes males get violent.
Possibly, but the female on the beach said the exiled ones came back as hunters.
It doesn't matter right now. One of these people must know what my father has to do with this.
You have his face. He promised to call the sky, but he sends nothing.
He forced us to eat, to decay. You are cursed with his face.
You certainly seem to have a way with words.
Murder. I have his face. My father forced the crew.
He has a cruel face. His cruel face.
Понятно. Ребята чокнутые. Кто где?
Enemies at.
His mechs shoot without question. Not
Please, here. You have his face. This, I forget how to read, but this was the start. What he promised and what they did to us.
Think on your own time. What's in
It's a
there?
crew logbook. Some of them thought the beacon repair was taking too long. They were afraid they'd run. My father restricted the ship food for himself and the other officers so they wouldn't be affected. Everybody else had to eat the toxic food and hope for treatment later. The rest is a casualty list.
Yes.
A few mutinied over the decision. My father and his officers turned the mechs on them.
The beacon was fixed after a year, so the plan must have worked. Why no signal?
Those weren't the last entries on the casualty list. More incidents, harsh punishments. It's like in a year, all the male crew members are flagged as exiled or dead. They separated out the women, and after the beacon is fixed, the officers appear in the casualties too. After. My father took control and didn't stop it.
It's looking like he only activated the beacon because the men have come back ready to fight.
He let this happen, and now it's biting him in the ass. 9 years. I need to find this man.
Давай найдем. Блин. Чё-то я туплю. Есть. Взрывчатка, блин. Пук.
The old corpse was posed like a warning. The new ones were left where they fell.
The hunters started fighting back.
Hostiles up ahead!
He had plenty of choices. So late to blame the victims.
Так.
Have a nice trip. Got him.
Never saw me coming!
This is
Fire in the
valuable.
hole! Hostile!
Ау. Так. Вроде как поспокойней. Не, ошибся. Давай, перегрузкой. Блин.
Have a nice trip. He had his fun, and now he wants out. Son of a bitch.
Голову в щепки.
Throwing people away. This thing is not my father.
Concussive shot.
Combat drone.
О, и мир.
Nice trip.
О. Блин, Гарус. Подъем. Подъем.
Toys. I need to look my father in the eye and hear him justify this.
Разлегся, гад. Кто еще? Привет, мой друг.
You're here. I knew a real squad would blow through just fine. Sorry if the mech scuffed your pads. I'll get you something nice when we get back to Alliance space. I've gotta have some back pay coming.
What about your crew, acting captain?
Total loss. Toxic food turned them wild. They propped me up here in some kind of ritual behavior. Waiting for a chance to signal has been hell.
That's the best you can do.
You let all your people talk back like that? Who are you exactly?
Commander Shepard of the Normandy. I believe you're acquainted with Mr. Taylor.
Taylor? Jacob? No. Not Jacob.
Why not me? Would 10 years of this look better to anyone else in the galaxy?
You have to understand, this isn't me. The realities of command, they change you. I wasn't ready for that. I made sure you were taught right. Before I left, I hoped to leave it at that.
I'm not unreasonable, Captain, but 10 years? What happened?
God damn it. Why did you do this to your crew?
There was resistance to the plan. Mutiny. We had to take a hard line to keep order. And things settled down. As the decay set in, we made sure the crew were comfortable. Some even seemed happier. Ignorance is bliss, right? And they were grateful for guidance. Like an instinct. Pure authority was easy. At first. Months in, the effect lowered inhibitions. They got territorial. Rank, protocol, they couldn't understand. We had to establish dominance. After a while, the perks seemed normal.
That's it? You created a harem and played king? 10 years in a juvenile fantasy?
I can't point to where it all went wrong. But when the beacon was ready, revealing what happened didn't seem like a good idea.
Can't say this wouldn't be a hell of a vacation, but you don't get to just walk away after all this time.
You're damn right he doesn't. What happened here, I should vent his head. But he's not even worth pulling the trigger. I don't know who you are, because you're not any father I remember.
We'll secure him for an alliance court. For every year here, he'll have 10 to think about it.
Give him all the time in the galaxy. The man who did this doesn't know right from wrong.
I'm sorry, Jacob. I did the best I could.
I'm 10 years past believing that.
Весело и быстро. Такие вот дела. Ну, я не хотел стрелять в отца Джейкоба. Я знаю, я чаще всего веду в игре этой себя как скотина, но тем не менее жалко человека.
They get as much as a glimpse, and you're restricted to decaf.
Great, may as well serve it in the airlock, you hard ass.
What do you mean it wasn't you?
Jacob, if I had leaked the information about the Gernsback, I would be smiling at your resolution of the situation. I am not smiling.
Really? Because given the result, it feels like something you'd have your hands in.
You know very little about me, Shepard. Don't presume to understand my intentions. Cerberus is ultimately about humanity. My people are valuable to me.
Fine. You didn't forward it. So who did?
I did.
Was this supposed to be a favor? Or did you just want to see him squirm?
What he did with it was his own business. There was a time when it mattered to you. Sending this along seemed like keeping an old promise. I keep my promises.
Miranda, we'll discuss your liberal interpretation of security protocol in private. Shepard, Jacob.
Да.
You had no idea Miranda was behind this?
No, she's got a good memory. Selective, but good. I haven't thought about those days in a long time. Can't figure which promise she meant, though. Not sure I really want to know. She requires a better man than I.
Come on, we've got work to do.
I Commander. Shepard.
Anytime, Jacob.
Случайно. Такие вот дела. Ну, в общем-то, я думаю, что мы сделали все. Сейчас посмотрим, у нас пару достижений. В принципе, все. Ну что, всем спасибо за внимание. Подписываемся на канал, ставим пальцы вверх. До скорой встречи, друзья мои. До скорой встречи.